This is Struggling to Succeed. In this episode, we're going to discuss another fantastic quote from the school of Stoicism, and this one coming from Seneca. You cry, I am suffering severe pain. Are you then relieved from feeling it if you bear it in an unmanly way? Seneca. Do you want to know how I used to react to pain and suffering and bad issues in my life? Well, I can tell you that I didn't act like a Stoic master. I reacted, I complained, I got fired up, I got annoyed, I told people around me, I blamed other people. And that's just the way that I used to operate. It was always somebody else's fault first. It was something to do with the outside and not the inside while these things were happening. I slipped into victim talk. It was embarrassing, it was unthoughtful, it was immature. Looking back now, it was just not a good look to be somebody who flashed with anger or blamed other people or criticized or complained. However, over the last number of years through my personal development journey and reading such quotes from these Stoic masters, I'm able to understand that those moments of ridiculousness, of blaming, of criticizing are just pointless and waste your energy. Have you ever been like that yourself? Or have you ever seen anybody react like that? What I love about dissecting Stoic quotes is you can go really deep into them and look for what they're actually trying to say, but also you can take your own interpretation from them and look at how you think this quote might be talking about situations you've been in or situations you've observed. I don't think Seneca in this quote is talking about hammering a nail and hitting his thumb and be like, oh, it really hurt. I think it's a very loose, kind of high level, sort of like basic sort of view of like, oh, when you hurt yourself, don't scream out loud or don't complain about it too much. And that is one interpretation from looking at it loosely or looking at it without much thought. But if you really peel back the layers of this quote, saying you cry, you say you're in severe pain, did that actually help you? Did it make anything different happen by acting in an unmanly way? Now, obviously society's moved on, so an unpersonally way, or I don't know what the correct grammar would be for that, but acting in an unhealthy way, let's say. I think this quote is aimed towards people who live in the storm. And what I mean about living in the storm are those people that you know that are constantly in drama. They attract drama and everything's a big issue. Now, I know people who are like that. I've walked away from them. I have been somebody like that at a certain time. And in my struggling to succeed journey, I've definitely been in the storm, so to speak, in certain situations where I've been in work situations, where I'm not getting along with a certain staff member or team member or manager. And when the things go wrong and situations happen and you are annoyed about them, you can kind of go to 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different people and have the same complaining conversation about that manager or that team member. And this is what I mean about the storm. You create the storm around you. I didn't need to go and have that conversation 5 times with 5 different people, but I wanted to turn people against that manager or against that staff member, or I wanted just to complain about it to get it off, and I was creating a situation of poor me, look how difficult my life is. And this is where this quote handily slips in. Did all that crying, I'm in severe pain, I've been hurt, somebody's annoyed me, did that actually change anything? By me running around in an unmanly or an personable person, me running around like an idiot, let's just say, did it change anything? Did I solve anything by complaining, criticizing, bemoaning, being annoyed at that person? Did it work out? Did it make the thing vanish? Was somebody else able to provide me with a solution to my problems? No. Just being a little bitch, complaining, wasting other people's time and wasting my energy. And not only that, I was regurgitating it, bringing it back to the fore, repeating it 4 or 5 times, and making the issue even bigger in my mind and in my body. Psychologists will probably say that that would be somebody who has got a dumping personality, and I definitely know I've talked about this before in other videos where I suffered from that, and my wife and my parents have suffered through it with me, and I've mentioned that before. And this is, again, circling back to the quote. Did it change anything? No, it didn't. 10 years ago, when I maybe came across a little bit of philosophy and had wise people give me instruction or give me analogies to things or quote people and have these kind of lessons put out in front of me, I was so blinded by my own reality and my own arrogance and my own immaturity that if I had read that quote, you cry out loud, oh, I'm in pain, I would have thought that meant about actually hurting yourself. Like tripping and falling down the stairs or somebody kicking you playing football or soccer. I wouldn't have actually been able to digest that quote in a way that I would understand that it's just talking about complex situations. It's talking about when you're in a difficult time in your life, when a situation goes south on you, that you don't complain, you don't bemoan, you don't you criticize, you strategically think about it, you keep a lot of it to yourself, you ask questions about what did you learn, what did that make possible, you digest it properly, you focus on it properly, or you just realize that, is this going to matter in 5 years? No, so why waste 5 minutes on it? But when you're immature, and when I was immature, and in my journey, these problems, I made them so big, like they were like, they almost were like entertainment for me. Like, oh, something's gone wrong, oh, that manager said that, did that, this is happening to me now, and that's happening, and life just won't give me the breaks. And reflecting back now, 10 years on and 5 years into a personal development journey and 2+ years into giving Stoicism a real review and getting deeper into it, I look back at those times with, covering my eyes, and it was just like, oh my God, I can't, what were you doing? And I realized that I was blaming the world around me and external for my own internal issues. I wasn't getting anywhere really in life. Well, I was doing okay, but I wasn't hockey sticking up any organizational chart. I didn't feel like I had my routines down. I didn't feel like I had my savings or my life plan down or any of these other success routines that we can track and follow and feel good about ourselves. I didn't have any of that. So to distract myself from the real issues that I wasn't actually controlling my own life and my own destiny, I would inflate these small issues into bigger issues. I would cry and complain and criticize for my own entertainment, for my own distraction. Because if I'm distracted from actually doing deep internal work, if I'm distracted by blaming other people, criticizing other people, and saying that the environment that I'm in is creating the issues that are keeping me down, I'm not taking responsibility. I'm not having extreme ownership for who I am and what I'm doing. And this is what I think this quote is now saying to me, 10 years on. You cry. You say you're in severe pain. By complaining and screaming and running around like an idiot, did that solve anything? Are you in a better place now because of those actions? No. No, you're not. That's it for me this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please go ahead and hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you can follow along and get lots more content on my struggling to succeed journey. My mission here is to deliver you guys bite-sized videos each week that can hopefully help you start your journey of success. Thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you next week. And as always, make it a good one.